Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Big U's sister claims she believes he's guilty of the federal RICO charges. Listen to this video, pay attention. I'm gonna break it down. Yesterday I let the video ride because you got the rat bastards and flip-flop wearing and public trolls. Then say, oh, let the video play. Then I play it and then the same rat bastards, they start saying, oh, why you didn't say anything? You just sat there. Make your mind up, Mr. Rat Bastard. All right. You know what it is, Unique Mecca Audio, man. I'm here, man. This is a Big U Chronicle. What's going on with Big U, where he's going. I'm going to break it down because I've been there, done that, sat in that same seat and listened to the same bull crap that he's listening to and witnessed the same bull crap that he's going to witness, meaning his comrades turning on him. So I'm telling you now, it's going to be a countdown and a race to see who's going to be the first rat bastard to bite the cheese on this indictment. That's what happened. I'm just keeping it 100. It's going to come out. Let's see who's the first rat bastard. But now, Big U's sister claims she believes that he's guilty of federal RICO, you know? And, you know, loose cannon is getting snitched on. Let's see who's going to be the first to fold. All right? Let's get to the meat of this.
First, I want to get the loose cannon because the more homework I do on this Operation Drawdown leads me to want to ask y'all this question. What's the difference between entertainment and self-snitching? Because the amount of incriminating content throughout this Operation Drawdown complaint makes me wonder, can you get a RICO for lying on podcasts? Because from this paperwork, loose cannon statements on No Jumper and other YouTube platforms.
All right, so basically this is what's going on, man, so you understand. We're trying to figure out if they could use, in other words, these guys go on podcasts and they tell these stories and they'll sit there and they'll tell you that they're true. They'll argue with whoever say they lying. And then the feds say, well, that's just as equivalent to them putting their hand and swear it on a stack of Bibles. So we could take what they said incriminating on those podcasts and bring them to the grand jury and bring their black ass in court for them self-snitching on themselves. So now, then it's saying what part of it is entertainment? The entertainment part is because what part of it is made up? Like, did he make up that the dude, you know, bodied somebody just because he makes the story or his man or himself feel bigger by saying, yeah, I had to shoot him in the face, you know, knowing that no one got shot in the face in the incident that he's talking. That's entertainment. But when you say, you know, I had to shoot him in the face, and then so happened dude did get shot in the face, now you got a problem. So that's what we need you to put in the comments. What part of what a guy says on social media do you believe to be the whole truth and nothing but the truth? To explain that a little further, when somebody tell a story on social media and then somebody go up there and say they lying, and then they go back up there and say, I'm not lying, and then they go back up and say, yes, you are lying, and this one say, oh, no, I'm not lying. So now he's standing on it. The police got the back and forth with that. Now he take it in the joint, and the police gonna make their own YouTube video for a jury to bring these brothers down. And that's what's going on, so y'all need to pay attention. Now, let's see what Loose Cannon has to say.
Basically, it's like, cause he'll be like, he'll manipulate things. Like, we'll go and do something, and the same do it to show up to the house like 10 minutes later when we trying to, you know.
You see, he's trying not to tell right there, because he's trying to say, like, when we counting the money, but he say, you know, dude, you already said enough that wound up in a federal indictment. You know what I mean? So this is how it leads to it, and I need y'all to pay attention to this. Please, 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 I'm begging you youngins to pay attention to this, because we don't need to lose any more of you millionaire rappers that made it out the hood because you want to be connected to people that's in the hood that still bout it when you know you done elevated above it. Let's keep it 100 and let's finish Loose Cannon. He's trying to say when he's counting money, but he feels that would have been snitching, and everything else he's doing is not telling, even though it wound up in a federal indictment against Big U.
Counting everything, right? And we be like, how do I get that? Oh, well, we're going to just give him like $40,000 back and stuff like that. But because it's actually putting us in paperwork, right?
Yo, check it out, right? But what I understand is this Big U he's talking about, right? So now let me put this screen up here. He's talking about Big U, right? And there go Big U picture on the screen too. So he's talking about Big U, and he was that close to Big U committing these crimes that he's speaking about, divvying up the money, talking about giving back the money, and now he's with Big U's #1 nemesis, Wack 100. Right there, you were supposed to know he wasn't safe. And no disrespect and not to promote nothing, but back in my days, he would have been eliminated off the bat by whoever was in the Big U situation. That means that he has no more reason to live because he jumped ship and know too much. See, those part of the games went out because people got caught up with the studio gangster. Even real gangsters that's on the street like Big U. He knows this. Anybody from the street know this. Even you YouTubers watching this that just watched The Godfather and Donnie Brasco know that if your right hand jump ship and go to your ops, you must eliminate him. He didn't, and that's why he's where he's at, because he started playing by entertainment rules and not street rules, because street rules means he was supposed to be eliminated for going over to the ops, because now he's bringing all the intel to the ops, and then the ops has him expressing that on YouTube, airing out his op, if you understand what I'm saying. Oh, this ain't too complicated. I'm in a good mood, so I'm riding strong right now. So sit back and enjoy this Sunday evening little chill out.
And like doing like real police, like 20 guns. And
now
when he got 20 guns, he's selling them to the homies. But I'm like, why are you writing down the serial numbers?
Whoa, so you saying you selling a gun that's illegal, that you're supposed to be scratching the serial number off, but instead you're writing down the serial numbers? Now that don't sound good. And do you think that Loose Cannon is capable of creating that scenario to be making it up to lie on Big U? Or do you believe this to be true? And if you believe this to be true, what is your thoughts on this? Do you believe that Big U was working in the federal capacity as a CI or whatever? Or Loose Cannon is just lying? Somebody put it in the comments, because you already know how we like to ride.
So it's like he was doing like that, and I didn't catch on. So it was like, I'm waking up now. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm his right-hand man. You get what I'm saying?
And now he's sitting next to his ops revealing intel. I didn't even know this was going on, because I don't even watch all this stuff on YouTube unless it's something I'm going to report on. So you telling me, and y'all put in the comments if I'm wrong, because you know y'all love correcting the OG, especially you rat bastards and flip-flop wearing in public trolls that just got a nasty taste. Let's go, right? So you telling me that Loose Cannon was down with Big U, left Big U to go with Wack, who's his #1 enemy, and Loose Cannon was still allowed to move around? Somebody explain this to me in 2025 time. I'm just asking. All right, let's get back to this, because this is getting interesting.
So when it came down to like dirt and stuff like that, I'm gonna get it. Do you get what I'm saying? And then like one day,
you know why he wanted to get a dude.
It's looking like Loose Cannon might not have no win. Mind you, this is the same story that Victim 1 told the feds. Hopefully.
So whoa. So you're saying that's the same story that Victim 1 told the feds. Okay.
He beats his case. But a lot of this stuff Loose Cannon was saying on these podcasts, it's looking like the feds was taking his words for 100% fact, which led to him being wrapped up in this Operation Drawdown. Now let's get to Big U's sister. When Nipsey died, Big U's sister insinuated that Big U had something to do with it.
Whoa, his own sister? Does she know how serious that is? Wasn't she not raised in the street, much this gang culture as well, to know that you don't say nothing like that because there's no statute of limitation on murder? Oh my God, that don't sound good. No matter how, let me say this for y'all, right? Because we riding. No matter how mad you get at someone, you do not say that they killed nobody, you did this and that, or something that could send them to jail, because then when you calm down, now you're going to say, oh, I didn't mean to do it. And now you're going to try and do whatever you can to help them get out of it, but now it's too late because they got your statement, and he's spending money for a lawyer, and your family's putting together money to help him pay for a lawyer for a situation that you created because you was too emotional and reacted in a rat bastard form. But none of this is good, man. None of this is good.
You not say that Big U had Nipsey killed on Facebook, and because of that he stopped talking to you and Keita? And that's what you do. You run around, take responsibility. Yes or no? Take responsibility.
Since then, they have appeared to have fallen out. When she spoke with Wack 100, she spoke on Big U's indictment, and she said she don't believe he getting out of jail. When asked, do she think Big U unalived Rayshawn Williams, she said it's believable.
Now, she wasn't even supposed to say that, man. Yo, sis, that's your blood, man. And they got something that say, I know you rat bastards gonna say you're supposed to this and that. Nah, you got something like take it to the grave for your blood, man. When it come to your blood, you take it to the grave. Like I said, I wouldn't tell on my own brother in order to get out of jail to save my freedom, because I was the only one of my mama's sons that was indicted on a federal CCE 848 kingpin charge, the biggest drug charge you could get. So why would I pull my brother in so my mother could have two sons that failed? I'd rather be the one that failed by myself, and my brother went to the grave, rest in peace, a free man. And I will go to the ground a convicted kingpin. And it's not to brag about, I'm just saying what it is. I got caught. I must deal with that situation. But at the same time, that's my brother. I have to protect my brother. I have to protect my sister. Because that's what you do with blood. Do you know how many of the same, let's ride. You know how many of the same judges and prosecutors that sit there and try and encourage you to tell on your blood is hiding the secrets of their blood right now that could put their blood in prison for the rest of their life, but they're protecting their blood. And then they tell us to surrender ours to them. Just listen to this, man. Let me play this out. I don't want to get too much like I'm preaching, but it's Sunday, man. Wake up, people. Look at all of our black rappers. Nothing is happening to white entertainers in America that the black rappers has taken over social media and everything. Somebody explain this to me.
And she claimed he tried to get Nipsey too, but he got away. But I'm telling y'all, it's gonna keep getting darker. But before we get to...
Yeah, so, you know, that's where we at, man. I can't believe it. This is like so crazy that we have to really get it together. And I like this program. That's who I got it from. And they do an excellent job. So go check them out. You know, let me bring this back in. Go check them out over there at Kelp Reacts. You know what I mean? Excellent program.
Miss Lisa, ain't you a Crip? You Big U peoples, ain't you?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, because Keita Big U niece and you Big U sister, right?
Exactly.
Okay. What you got to say about this? He coming home?
No, never.
A lot of...
No, he's not.
Never?
No.
So he did that to that little boy?
I don't know because I wasn't there. I can't really speculate on that.
But that's what everybody's
saying. It's believable. It's believable.
Now, why would somebody even want to record that and put that on social media in that manner? And they say that they're friends, and that's a sister.
It's believable. What about Nipsey?
So what happened on that? I'm gonna step over here.
If she talking that freely, if them people come get her to get on the grand jury, it sounds like she's gonna go on the grand jury and it's gonna get real ugly for Nipsey. If she's talking that freely to a dude that just called her from social media or wherever, and she's freely giving up her brother's information like that while he's locked up for a RICO charge, this is telling the people to go pick her up. When they pick her up, she's gonna give it up. Look how easy she's giving it up there. Big U is in a world of a lot of trouble right now. Just so that you understand. Hey.
Okay. What happened with that is, I told, I told, I went on Facebook and I made a video, right? Because he was bullying my daughter and he was bullying me. He telling me to pull up, telling my daughter to pull up. So I go on Facebook and I make a video like this is exactly the same thing he was doing with Nipsey. He gets a message that because as soon as I put it up, Keita say take it down. So I take it down and everybody's telling him I said that he had something to do with his death. I didn't say that. I said this is what happened when Nipsey pulled away from him. Nipsey pulled away from him because he wasn't making no money with him. What he would do is he would get the artist, right? And he would make the artist do illegal stuff in order to be on the label. That's the initiation of something. I don't know what he did that for, but that's what he do with all of them. So I'm thinking because he did another person that I know the same way, I'm thinking the guy that was murdered, he did him the same way. He tell him, oh, you got to go out of town, you got to do this and ought to do that. And the guy needed a way out. Everybody that gets in tries to find a way out. And Nipsey found a way out. My other homeboy found a way out, but this one, he didn't find a way out. He died. He died.
Yeah, they say also they say he made a diss song coming at Big U.
Well, you remember Nipsey did too.
Oh, I ain't know that. See, I ain't familiar with the politics.
Yeah, he
so
did too.
That's
Nipsey did too, and that's when they fell out, though. That's when they fell out. But they got back together. But the thing is,
yeah,
all of the stuff that they saying he doing, I believe it because he did it to me.
yeah. See, I heard their relationship was like hot and cold. One minute they cool, next
Yeah.
minute they falling out. You feel like Big U about to tell?
I'm not even out there. I'm in MIA. So
No, they're gonna all tell on him. They're gonna all snitch on him because a lot of them that they have on that poster is not even from Rolling City. A lot of them, those people are not even from 60s. Those are people that he do business with. And I only seen like two, maybe three people on that whole poster that they had is from my hood.
See, but I don't think she understand that it don't matter if they from your hood or not. If you broke the law and committed a criminal activity with them, regardless what hood they're from, that means that they're your co-defendant now. So when they say gang RICO, that don't mean only gang members. Because if gang members break the law with people outside of that gang, then they're open to be charged as well.
What hood? What hood you from?
60s.
Crazy in the.
You saying?
Hold on.
You saying?
How long you been from 60s, bro?
That's Keita mom, right?
Yeah, I'm Keita's mom. I came with the rolling. I put the rolling on the 60s.
That is, bro. Let me tell you who all on there. One of them is like, that's Red Mike, brother. He really ain't from 60s, but. All right, so top row, right? You ready?
Yeah, we ready.
Yeah, we definitely ready.
You got Ronnie Mack, he from 60s. Lamont from 60s. You got Frederick, which is Hop, he from 60s. Blueface from 60s. I don't know JJ, this other. All right, so the middle row is Loose Cannon, Rick, Big U. You got Bear Claw, that's Big U right-hand man. You got Faye, which is Red Mike, brother. Right? You got Scrooge and them, uncle. The bottom Mexican His wife called me yesterday, found my number on the internet, and said they told on him he sold him some guns once or twice, but he don't really know him. The bottom, I don't know, but you got about.
That just incriminated him right there. He sold some guns to him, but he don't really know him. So now he's guilty of gun charges that carries at least 60 months if you're a first-time offender, or 12 years if you're armed career criminal in possession of a felon. So now the defense just got to sit back and watch YouTube, man. All they got to do is watch YouTube and social media and get all the information they need. Hold up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 of them on there that's April 6th.
Yeah, that's wild. So how the f can it go? So the robbery, that's how Loose Cannon got caught up in it.
So this is what they doing now. I'm gonna say this all kind of shit I got. Okay, if you read the paperwork, you see the victim 1 that's getting extorted. You got on there.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting extorted to a point to where the feds is giving him the money to give to Big U. This is how cold the lineup is. The extortion went all the way to March 14th, 2025. Okay, that the same victim is saying Loose Cannon robbed him on the separate occasions. Brick Baby, Loose Cannon, Sylvester, and Big U all share one thing in common: rolling 60s. So they're saying all it is happening because you making it happen. Why? Because they got Loose Cannon on No Jumper giving the same description of what victim 1 collaborated with the police of this happening.
Hold up. So who's that talking? Is that Wack talking? If that's Wack talking and Wack knew this, Wack wasn't supposed to have Loose Cannon up there saying these things. Do you think, put it in the comments, that Wack is responsible for what Loose Cannon said when Wack knows better? Just a question.
I ain't knowing it at the time. I'm thinking the nigga on there capping, but come to find out, it's saying is what the victim saying. So they're saying this is a Big U empire. All y'all from 60s, it's a RICO. That's how they plan.
So
now, Loose Cannon got nothing to do with Big U. Nothing. But the way the police playing it is that it's all one thing.
But you know Loose Cannon, you know he's just a cleaned up man.
I think his biggest problem is gonna be if the victim went in there in 2023 and said he did this to me, and then in 2024, Loose Cannon is giving a descriptive on the show, that's a problem.
They gonna try to come at him to be a witness because you know they already got him telling. They already see Loose Cannon to be the witness because they using his words from the podcast when he was saying X, Y, and Z, and then Big U sent the cease and desist to Adam.
Yeah, but here go the thing. That incriminates himself. They're gonna say, "Were you working for Big U?" He gonna tell them no. My issue is my issue. He gotta separate himself from Big U because a robbery under a RICO with the Hobbs Act carries life.
Yes. True fact.
His whole defense gotta be separate from Big U. Whatever you did with this man, y'all had a personal thing going on with this man.
As far as Big U's sister go, that's crazy she chose to take that stance against her own family. Word. I guess blood is not always thicker than water. But then again, ain't no telling what him and his sister been going through. She still remains to stand on what she believes in, so I have to give her that. But I'm riding with my family, right or wrong. Even if they wrong, I'm not gonna go on platforms and campaign against them. I believe some things are supposed to stay in-house. But for Loose Cannon, when I first got wind of who bruh was, he came off funny to me. He was doing skits on Brick Baby and Big U, which to me was good for entertainment. Then he started telling these war stories and doing some very incriminating content, which made me think, bruh, gotta chill out. Hopefully you don't get cooked with Big U, but it's definitely not looking too good. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section.
All right, so that's where we at, man. So what do you think about this? You know, Loose Cannon was up there running his mouth, but it sounded like Wack didn't know these details that he was saying, so Wack was probably just as shocked as him to hear it. But if Wack knew these things and didn't say nothing, then that's not good. Because right there, he's supposed to pull his coat the same way. I think it was King Von and Lil Durk on the joint, and they asked Von something about murders, and, you know, he was getting ready to answer, and Lil Durk said, and coughed. That was a little cue for him. No, shut up, you're going too far, you know? They should have had a skit if Big Wack 100 knew that Loose Cannon was loose with the lips and was saying something that ain't had no business saying, you know? So what is your thoughts on this, and what is your thoughts on this video? Put it in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to my daughter's channel, Juanita Mecca Audio. She's going to be doing a reaction, a female reaction to my reaction to the videos, how a female look at it, you know, from a street point of view. Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime. What?
Fresh out the can of 26, yeah. He back on the strip, getting back in the mix. Yeah. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Real. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Yeah. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca Audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend an ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours, so we can give back to the. Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.